Welcome everybody to the Latiners Network. This is yet another episode of Thanos Choice, a nerdy take on Sophie's Choice, where a tough decision will have to be made in the world of entertainment, movies, TV, etc. Of course, you see my lovely, lovely guest here, and Eric as well, who will help us make that tough choice. It's been a while since we've done one of these shows, scheduling conflicts, etc., etc. Excited to be back because we are going to do a special tribute to a one Bruce Willis. We'll do something a little bit different today. Of course, we all heard what happened. This daughter released a statement. I forgot the ailment that he had, but obviously it affects cognitive function in the mind, with speech, and etc. So unfortunately, he is stepping away from film. Which is too bad. It hasn't retired officially, but it's pretty much the writing's on the wall. And I love Bruce Willis. We all love Bruce Willis, who I think is it fair to say it's a Hall of Fame career? Am I wrong in that?
You know what? It is, but
Hall of Fame, really?
I'm asking a question. I'm not saying
he's like the Rafael Palmeiro of acting, dude.
Well, he took.
His
acting is enhanced by illegal substances. Is that right?
I mean, listen,
I was gonna say
not the illegal substance. I'm saying just a compiler of stats.
Well, towards the end, yeah, because I'm sure he's been dealing with this for a long time.
Towards the end, he was terrible, but he had a lot of good shit, which I'll get to in a moment.
If you take from Moonlight,
take everything from Die Hard forward.
No, yeah, Die Hard 4 on, it's hot garbage. I mean, the remake for Death Wish, there's no excuse. Mental illness.
There was G.I. Joe, whatever that was called, number 2.
Okay. Listen, it's a fair, it's a different argument for a different day. I get it. He had a good career and a lot of great stuff that we all enjoyed.
It's borderline Nick Cage quality of work, dude.
Nick Cage has a fantastic body of work. You know what? Say it anyway.
Maybe one day we'll do a Nick
video repertoire is second to none.
Yeah, but are they making a movie?
Maybe we'll do a Nick Cage, Bruce Willis down the road, because that's an interesting argument that you brought up.
That should be a battle.
We're gonna say that. Maybe we'll do that one shortly, because that's actually not a bad one. But listen, he had a good career no matter what. Listen, he's a big star, had a lot of big movies, a lot of good shit.
A lot of big movies.
If he's Hall of Fame, I get listening.
Series. He even had a cartoon series.
That's true. That's true. And he was in arguably the greatest action movie of all time, one of the best Christmas movies of all time. Of course, that's Die Hard. But let me make my introductions here. You guys, no one knows who you guys are and all that, which may be a good thing when it comes to Eric. But I'll introduce Eric anyway. Just kidding. The Brazilian sensation, very funny comedian, the host of Nerdsplaining here every Thursday, where we go over all the nerd shit, all the nerd shows, and give you a deep dive into everything. Mr. Eric da Silva, what it is.
Boom, what's going on, guys?
Keeping it nerdy, nerd cred there, like it. We have, of course, the co-host of The Watch List every midday Sunday. We go over all the shows, let you know what you should be watching and avoiding to create your very own watch list for yourself. That is Senor Jaime Chuy. How you doing?
A non-Star Wars apologist, I might add.
That's a fair point. And then we have just a life apologist in itself. We have, of course, the Spaniard in some areas, or the Cuban sensation in others. The CFO of Left Field Productions, of course, who is the sponsor of today's show. George Repo, how you doing, brother?
What's going on, guys? How's it going? How's everything? Good. By the way, Bruce Willis does not have made a movie they have not made a movie about Bruce Willis, but they're making one about Nick Cage. I'm just saying, where Nick Cage plays himself.
Nick Cage,
that Nick Cage movie is work. Yeah, that Nick Cage movie is it's coming out soon. The massive,
sensational master. I have no idea. It's called something like that. It's Master Talent, bro.
Yeah,
I'm saying they haven't made one on Bruce Willis, bro.
But it's actually pretty good, man. I saw it the other day. It's actually a pretty good movie. So we're gonna get to that. But before we get to Bruce Willis, it's always a little appetizer, right? It's gotta cleanse it, get the palate ready, get everybody kind of warmed up. So there's something small today. I had this in mind before because I figured Paramount Plus is a couple of shows going on, Halo, and of course some Star Trek stuff. So I'm gonna stick with the Star Trek theme, and we got Picard. Me and Chewie have been watching on Paramount Plus.
Jean-Luc
show. So I kind of got me thinking. I was like, okay, Jean-Luc Picard, I get it. So I'm gonna let you guys debate here. One stays, one gets eradicated from universe. Of course, I'm here as Thanos representative, and I do have my lovely gauntlet of Infinity Gauntlet to make that decision once these guys make their choice. So we have Jean-Luc Picard versus, of course, James T. Kirk. Who is the better captain? Which one would you want to serve under? One stays, One goes. Chew, I know what your answer is going to be, so I'm going to start with you. Let the gentleman think about this. Kirk or Picard, man?
I mean, James T is the classical Star Trek captain, ham, and then some. The ladies man. Yeah,
True.
Regardless of species or color. But
He's true. He was woke before it was cool. I get you.
Yeah, that was true.
All inclusive.
But I'm not a big fan of of OG Star Trek. Sorry, it's too cheeseball, too utopian. I'm going with Jean-Luc.
Wow, Jean-Luc, and I knew you were going there because we had kind of.
Yeah, well, I mean, he is the recognized thespian. No offense to God, what's his real name? William Shatner.
The greatest of all time. Yeah.
I mean, he's got one trick pony, and he's beating that horse to death.
It works for Ryan Reynolds, man. So went out. But that being said, it's like Eric is leaning one way. So Eric, I'm going to hear.
First of all,
here? Kirk or
to
Picard,
quote
man?
Luke Skywalker, Chewie, every word you just said is wrong, and you're dumb. So here's what it is. You just said that James T. Kirk was too utopian. You just said that James T. Kirk's universe
he's the guy
was
that
too
gave Bounty Hunter
utopian.
5 stars.
Yet you watch Next Gen, and it's more utopian. Like, Next Generation looks down at OG Star Trek as being savages, and you're like, that's too utopian. So your entire point is wrong. And that being said, after watching the Picard show, which is hot garbage, both seasons, the Picard show takes the body of Next Generation and then tries to resurrect it with voodoo, and it doesn't work. It shits all over it. Like it destroys the entire legacy of Next Gen. Look,
we didn't say the question. Not who the better show. The question is the better
captain. So I'm taking their bodies of work. I'm taking all their bodies of work together.
It's fair. Your company CEO, your CEO, whatever goes on to your watch is fair game.
Exactly.
So if
fair. There was no Picard season 1 and 2, I would have gone Picard. I was really close to going Picard. Wow. But because of that, you look at Star Trek will never be as bad as Star Wars can get. The worst Star Wars is better than the best Star Trek. Given. That's just the way it's going to go. And because of that, Star Trek universe will never have a Han Solo. Kirk is the closest you'll get to Han. And so because of that, I go Kirk.
Okay. That's it. Okay. I like the logic in the end, but the whole worst Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker is not better than The Voyage Home, or if you want to get technical.
Clearly is.
Come on, George, tiebreaker here. We got one for Kirk, one for Picard, man. Who are you leaning towards here?
Well, I mean, I haven't seen the Picard show, but just based on, both captains, like we're asking about the argument here, I will tell you, James Tiberius Kirk, by the way. It has been referenced. Yeah, he's been referenced in 2 movies. Not to mention they've made many of, imitations or whatever, like many
reboots.
Yeah, no. They've also done, impressions también, like, Jim, I am not a doctor. Like all that other
that's
stuff.
Bones. That's not James.
That's
yeah.
No, you're bringing another character to this conversation.
I didn't say the best doctor.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. But anyway.
But
I'm going by Captain Kirk.
I got you.
I'm going by Captain Kirk. Yeah, I'm going by Captain Kirk. Not to mention with Eddie Murphy también is named him, did you know that it was Tiberius, James Tiberius Kirk, over there, so.
Oh, wow, you bring up an old Boomerang reference. Wow.
Hey,
good for you, Jory. Deep pull there.
There you go, bro. I'm telling you. So, Captain Kirk, bro. I'm going with Captain Kirk.
After Boomerang, I'm sure George used that line and he was able to convince 1 or 2 black girls that he was cool. Like, oh shit, I ever saw the Boomerang too. I'm like, all right, let's make this happen.
There you go.
There you go. I see you, George. I see you.
There you go, bro. There you go. See, it's the Earth, bro.
You're here. You're here.
Hey,
get Chewie there. Get Chewie there.
Get him there. You know what I'm saying? Get him there.
I hate to do it, dude. Captain Kirk no longer exists in our universe. Jean-Luc Picard
DJ Booker, get there, dude.
I'm sorry. Jean-Luc Picard no longer exists. Captain Kirk remains with us. Justly or not, we made the right choice here. You guys comment below. Let us know if Chewie was right or if Mr. De Silva.
Chewie is right. That's close to that saying.
Was correct.
De Silva was right. Is what you're saying. De Silva was right. Yeah.
It could all go without saying. I mean, to tell you that. So there, that's an appetizer. Now everybody's warmed up. So now what we're gonna do here with Bruce? We're gonna move Bruce Willis here. Hall of Fame career. I don't know, whatever. But we're gonna go over. We'll talk about the good stuff, not the bad stuff. We know he's got a little crap. We're here to celebrate his career, not bring it down. So let's celebrate his peak Willis. Peak Willis. We're talking about here, right?
Sure.
So we're gonna ignore Die Hard because let's be real. Die Hard is the one anybody will keep or should keep for the most part.
I think George is consoling his lawyer to make sure he can do it right.
There you go. See?
Consigliere.
The consigliere, yes.
but so yeah, we're gonna.
I'm trying to make sure that we can give him an offer. He can't refuse. On the 50th anniversary, of The Godfather. Yes.
Is that today or is that this week? I don't know. Whatever.
No.
Either way, so Bruce Willis. So let's focus on the career, on the high end, and we're gonna forget Die Hard. George, no Die Hard because Die Hard is gonna win every time. We get it. Greatest action film of all time, or top 3, or whatever one argument is. It's there, so we're gonna ignore that. So we're gonna focus on these other films, and I'm gonna have each one of you decide which one of his movies, Die Hard notwithstanding, will remain, and the rest of the catalog gets obliterated. And you can choose whatever you want. So I'm not gonna give you.
So how much? Do we get to choose one, or we get to choose like a 3? Like what is it that we get to choose?
Just one film.
Just one film.
Just one.
Okay.
So, and your best Bruce Willis film. I give you time to think about it while I kind of give you a little some.
No, I liked.
But again, Die Hard doesn't count. So I'm gonna go over.
By the way, I'll give you mine right now. I'll give you mine right now.
Go over the resume. Kind of remind everybody. This is the top. This is the top for me. The top 6, right? You have some other decent films out there, but these are the ones that stand out. We got 12 Monkeys, right?
Right.
The young Brad Pitt. We had The Fifth Element.
Yes.
Yeah. Sin City.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Unbreakable.
Okay.
Solid.
Sixth Sense.
Okay.
Sixth Sense, not Dick Sense. Dick Sense is a porn.
That's a
Sixth
porn.
Sense
Or Dick Sense. So I don't know if Bruce Willis clone. A reboot of that. And we have Pulp Fiction as the other one.
I was about to ask, do ensemble movies count? Because Pulp Fiction would have been one of mine, but I wasn't sure because there's so many people. And he's not the star.
But it would be an argument as to why it may not be a best film because it is an ensemble. But so it's up to you what you want this. Cool. So those are the 6 that came to mind. Did I miss anything? Is there anything I really? I know Georgie probably went through an Armageddon. I get it. Shame on you. But
that is an ensemble movie, but no, I wasn't going to throw that. That's probably going to get discarded.
A movie that I know is bad, but it's so much fun. It has a special place in my heart, and that's Hudson Hawk. I love Hudson Hawk. I love Hudson Hawk.
I get you. I mean,
listen to this.
No, wait, hold on. No one's saying Hudson Hawk's a great film.
He picks James T. Kirk and then picks up Hudson Hawk. Yeah,
it's fun. I didn't say it was good. I said it was fun.
Yeah, he said it's fun. It's a Taco Bell movie.
Not good.
You know it's shitty. It's bad for you, but you eat it 2 in the morning when you're drunk, right?
Oh my God,
so that's not bad. Is there anyone that I missed? Is there one that I could say?
Let me see here.
Looper was an honorable mention. Wasn't honorable mention.
I think I also would say isn't he in 4 Rooms too?
4 Rooms, but that was a very small
ensemble.
Role.
That's ensemble as well.
Ensemble.
Okay.
So that one,
at
least Pulp Fiction had a much larger role. If we're gonna
right. So let me see here. Any other?
I run through the list, and that's one I can think of. I mean. I know some people like the whole 9 yards. I don't personally, but whatever. But that's not up there anyway. It's not even an argument.
It's once again. That's one of those movies where it's fun, but he's not really.
Best.
It's more of a Matthew Perry movie than a Bruce Willis movie.
That's true. Yeah, well, Matthew Perry should never be mentioned ahead of Bruce Willis, but I get what you're saying.
It got a sequel, so obviously it hit in the right time in the right place before Matthew Perry got too fat and Bruce Willis got to brain damage.
Morbius might get a sequel for all we know. Doesn't make it good stuff.
He was in Red, wasn't he? He was in
Red.
Red. It was decent film, But
Red,
again, I think that's like I said. I think these. I mean, you want to. The 6 I think are his best films for the most part.
I think those are the best 6.
Yeah, and those are good fucking movies here. I mean, he's had a good career. 12 Monkeys is great. I love Fifth Element. Sin City's awesome. I love Unbreakable, 6 Sense. All great.
What about Death Becomes Her? Wasn't he in that too?
Oh God.
Right, but it's not. It's not
a good movie, but yes, I get it.
He was in it. Yeah, he's been in a lot of things. It was a Cop Out, the one with
With Tracy Morgan.
Kevin Smith, Tracy Morgan.
Exactly.
And
That's exactly
yeah. Go. I don't
back.
I'm doing something.
So I was gonna start with George, but let me give George a little break here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll give George a break.
Basic question. So I'm gonna start with let's go with Eric, dude. Do you have a choice? So what's his best film? Which one gets, along with Die Hard, gets kept?
Yeah, right. Die Hard is obviously going to be here no matter what.
No matter what.
What would be?
What was the one will you choose, and the rest get obliterated? So you make one choice. What would it be?
You know what? Unbreakable was such a great movie. Like it was one of those really fun quasi superhero movies where the pacing was so meticulous and thought out, just like Sixth Sense, real meticulous and thought out. Really showed when Bruce Willis gave a crap, he can emote very subtly and but bring you in and make him totally relatable. Like it was great. But then you watch stuff like The Fifth Element, and it's just over the top fun sci-fi that you like. It worked. I remember watching dude. Fifth Element, I bought the soundtrack on CD. Like that's how much I liked the movie. I was like, this is a banger soundtrack just because of the movie. I listen, it was a great and then 12 Monkeys. I mean, you want to talk about weird sci-fi, almost borderline artsy. 12 Monkeys gives that to you in a really big mindfuckery kind of way. Those are all great options. If I had to go for anything, you know what? I'm gonna go with Fifth Element. I'm gonna go with Fifth Element.
Wow. See, yeah, you wow.
I didn't see that coming. Okay. Look, Chris Tucker action. You know, as what's Chris Tucker's online? What's his name? George, help me out here. What's Chris Tucker's? Who's he playing his character? I'm sorry.
Oh, Ruby Rod.
Ruby Rod.
Yeah. You took the one that I was gonna get, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll pick another one.
We can agree on it.
Listen,
we can agree
George,
on it.
I'll go to you, George. I mean, listen, it can be the same. Again, this is an individual Thanos choice. We're not doing a competitive one remains. We got three different films, or it could be the same one. I don't know. Let's see what Chewie leans.
See, but the thing is, I mean, Sin City is iconic. También it has its thing. I mean, it may not be the greatest one, but it's been referenced, whatever. Obviously the one that a lot of people remember is Fifth Element, that he would probably be known for. It would probably be that, just because it has so many lines that you can think of and quote it. I was gonna go if out of all the ones that he's done, because even Pulp Fiction, yes, is an ensemble, but that's why I didn't know if it was gonna be counted or whatever, just because it's I know it counts, but he's not the one carrying the movie. That's a
fair argument. You're right about that.
That's the only reason. Yeah. I mean, if we're going to talk quotable scenes, I don't think there's anyone that could say a cooler version of Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. That is Bruce Willis personified, but it's ensemble. That's the reason I didn't go for it.
And then like you say, so if you carry the movie, I mean, yes, Sixth Sense is good. Yes, and then Unbreakable, whatever, and then they even have the trilogy or whatever. But like I said, even Pulp Fiction is But if you go for Bruce Willis himself, just to carry. Fifth Element is the one that by far I would go by that.
Wow.
So that's why I was gonna go. Look, you tell me Bruce Willis. I mean, excluding Die Hard, of course, because that was what you said.
Of course.
So excluding Die Hard, the one that it would be number 2 for me would be that Fifth Element for sure.
A little Corbin Dallas. Okay, I can respect.
Yeah.
That.
Hey, I mean, how many times can you go? Multi-pass. Whatever. The perfect being.
I know Fifth Element. So you get an argument from me. I get it. I'm surprised that 2 people had chosen that, to be honest with you. I didn't see that coming, so that's interesting.
That's reality for you, baby.
No, I got you.
Yeah,
Chewie,
see?
Are you on board here? Are you going you're gonna be
he's going rogue. He did go Captain Picard out here.
There will not be 3 different in that movie. I'll tell you that right now.
Fair enough. Okay, so what's Die Hard notwithstanding, the epitome of
Die Hard notwithstanding. I mean, the reason I don't pick that one is because when I think of things that have stuck out in that movie, Fifth Element, it's not his character. I think of Chris Tucker more than I do Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is just a guy. And most of his
A
movies,
guy,
it's the
okay.
same. Swap in Bruce Willis for the guy, and it's just a guy.
Bruce Willis is never just a guy, but I understand what you're saying. But I just want to make clear, it's not disrespectful, man.
You see what I'm saying? Right?
His
There's
mental
nothing
state.
iconic about Corbin Dallas, right?
Awesome,
There's
Corbin
nothing iconic about the guy in Sin City. I mean, Sin City, I really don't even like that much. It's too artsy for me.
Okay.
And some of the movies, it's just he's in it, but do you remember that one because of him? No. But the one movie that does stick out, because I think it's probably Eric alluded to as far as when he gave a shit and wanted to act, I think is Unbreakable, because he is carrying that movie. You think of Unbreakable, you don't think of Samuel Jackson, you don't think of you think of Bruce, because that is the story, and that's the one I'm picking with, because it's the one that he is carrying from beginning to end.
Okay, I'll give you that.
It's a memorable performance, and he's not playing the tough guy, superhero persona, larger than life. He is me, he is you, right? Trying to get by, being middle age, run down by life, keeping this secret and knowing where he's coming from, and all of a sudden realizing that he is someone special and it's something bigger than life.
That's a good argument, and that's a fair point, because you're right. Out of the two, yeah, you're right. Yeah, the standout is Bruce Willis in Unbreakable, right? And the story itself, obviously, but as far as performance-wise, yeah, I mean, Chewie, listen, I get it. That's not bad. Go ahead, Eric.
And I don't bring up A Sixth Sense because Haley Joel Osment is actually the star of that movie, not Bruce Willis is the plot device. He's the ghost, right?
Spoilers! Hey, come on.
Yeah, spoiler.
If you haven't seen The Sixth Sense by now, you got bigger issues.
30-year-old movie. But I will say this. Something you said, Chewy, is I feel like I agree with you, and I think that's part of the reason why my opinion is what it is, because, like you said, as Bruce Willis, Bruce Willis is either like way too cool for school, or he is the weirdly like the idealized version of like what a dude watching a movie thinks they would act like if they were in that situation. Like Bruce Willis is not, there's no like real memorable sort of like, except for like stuff like Zed's Dead is like that. He doesn't have a very memorable line, but like when he's on, you're always like, yeah, that I would do that. If I was trained, I would do that. If I was in that situation, I could see myself doing that, or at least I wish I'd be like that. That's the appeal of Bruce Willis. So like when you're saying Bruce Willis, it's either Chris Tucker or Mila Jovovich, I disagree, because everything he's doing comes from a perspective of the viewer going, I can relate to, I could see if I was not scared and I was trained, I'd be like Corbin Dallas. That would be me.
Yeah, but I mean, even Gary Oldman has a line in there. Like the one that goes, but you can still count. You can still count. Wait, 5 crates, whatever, 0
real
crates.
Quick here, Chris,
0.
We got some disrespect going on, because we talk Bruce Willis, we talk, Jojovich, what's her name? Chris Tucker, Gary Oldman. Let's not forget the great performance by Luke Perry at the beginning of the film. I mean, come on, guys. Let's not let that go, unmentioned here. I just want to throw it out there.
Rest in peace.
Carried the first minute of the movie.
He set the tone.
You forgot about the president, dude. About the president, man.
That's true. Another one who's no longer with us, unfortunately.
Michael Duncan Clark.
No, Duncan Clark. No, man. No,
not Michael Duncan Clark.
It was from Friday. George.
Devo is no longer
with
Tiny Lister.
Tiny Lister Jr. Thank you. Yes, who is no longer
Tiny Lister Jr.
He was the president. Yeah, so that's true. And actually, Luke Perry's died too. So it's like,
Luke Perry is no longer with us.
Luke Perry. Let that go. Let's mention this. Let's put some respect on his name.
Yeah, the memoriam, in memoriam.
Of course. But it goes back to, which is why Die Hard was an easy choice, because Die Hard is the one with Chewie. He carried the film. Eric, he's got the lines and stuff that stand out, right? That's
absolutely
movie, right.
And he's got
Yippee-ki-yay, all et cetera. We know the legend, right? John McClane. Come on, and that's the one I think.
Die Hard 1 and Die Hard 3 has some of the most memorable lines, and Die Hard 2 has a one memorable line.
I still like Die Hard 2.
Same guy twice. That was the line for 2.
Yeah, I know Die Hard 2 is not the best, but I still like Die Hard 2. Yeah, Die Hard 3 is better, and then from there it's even exactly. 4 I didn't hate. Though it was a left free Die Hard. I didn't hate that one. I didn't hate it. I mean, it's not Josh Duhamel as Eric would say. It's what's that guy's name? Chewie, the other guy, Telefi Oliphant, who's in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Josh Duhamel. Yeah, don't get him confused.
I always get those two.
Raylan Givens.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, I haven't mentioned the Die Hard franchise, but which is why I go back to, is he a Hall of Famer, right? Just, we got a few minutes left. Is he a Hall of? I mean, Die Hard franchise is an old-time franchise, right? He's
Hall of Famer is for Hall of Great, not Hall of Okay, not Hall of Entertaining. Okay. It's Hall of Greats, and that's why I say you don't put compilers in the Hall of Fame just because they had a long career. You know, if they had a mediocre career for 20 years, does that make you great? No, it just means you stayed healthy and you had a mediocre career for 20 years.
I mean, I'm thinking when I put Hall of Fame, bro, I put Pacino, De Niro. Now, do I put Bruce Willis? I don't know, bro.
It's a fair. I don't know what the answer to that would be. I mean, I think you can make case for either one.
You know, even Tom
Hanks, not Hall of Fame.
Even Tom Hanks is Hall of Fame. Because you have more than one.
Obviously.
You know, but when you go, I don't know, Bruce Willis,
Oscar-winning, career-defining films. I mean, that's
I would even go Denzel. I would even go Denzel Hall of Fame.
Denzel's Hall of
Fame. You know, but
I mean,
Nick Cage.
His library of hits is just one. I mean, Training Day.
But you know which Hall of Fame he belongs to?
He's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Bruce Willis does belong in the Hall of Fame. I would give him the Razzies Hall of Fame.
He's been in more bad movies than good. Yes.
See, he belongs in the Razzies.
You know what?
But he's still.
That's a good point. I've been fully swayed into not a Hall of Fame now. Yeah, he's not Hall of Fame.
Great career, but no.
I'm just disappointed in all three.
Listen, great career. There's no disrespect to the man. Yeah. I mean, Bruce Willis has a warm place in here, right? Because I love Bruce Willis.
Hey, you know, like
you're right. Most of the times he didn't give a shit, particularly the last 10, 12 years. So we gotta take that into account as well. I agree. But
all of you guys are Debbie Moore. You hear me? All of you guys are Debbie Moore. You're leaving the man in his lowest.
At his peak, Bruce Willis was great. They had that nice run between 88 through maybe 2000,
but that
whatever.
Peak was a long time ago, dude.
He had an 11, like from 88 to 99, 2002. That was like Bruce Willis on fire.
That was peak Bruce Willis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
because
all the movies I mentioned, I believe, came out during that time frame.
Right. Exactly it. I think the last good movie he did was Sin City. I think that was like the last like legit good movie that he did. And everything else has been mediocre.
But it's possible. Yeah, but a lot of bad crap. He's a lot of crap in there. A lot of mediocre stuff. But like I said, it is Bruce Willis. And listen, Unbreakable was a great choice. I love Unbreakable. Like
Unbreakable, solid.
It's fantastic.
Solid.
Yeah,
Fifth
definitely.
Element. I honestly, for myself, that's a tough choice, man. I would have been between Unbreakable and 12 Monkeys. You know, I love 12 Monkeys.
12 Monkeys is not bad.
Here's the thing: 12 Monkeys, you got to be a certain type of cat to enjoy it. You can't just be a film buff. Like you got to be a film buff. You can't be somebody who's gonna watch TV. Like you got to be really specific.
See,
like Chewie was saying, if Sin City is too artsy for you, then 12 Monkeys is gonna make you just walk away going, I'm gonna go watch WWE because this is too smart for me. Like that's.
But even
it's a heady film, but it's really well made, and I guess. But yeah,
it's great.
I think Unbreakable may be the one for me.
Even Looper is underrated, I think, because it was kind of decent. Looper was decent too, but because it's basically two people that are in there.
Yeah, but that's JGL. That's a JGL movie, not a Bruce Willis movie.
But he's in it. He had a big role in it. But I would say that's his last good movie. That's his last good movie.
JGL's in it, but he's doing a Bruce Willis impression. So
yeah, you see exactly. He's playing a younger Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis doing a JGL impression.
Well, even more impressive, right? That increases Bruce Willis's range. He can do himself. He can do JV. I mean, come on. It's a positive note, but I think that's his last good movie, Eric.
I think you're right. I think Looper was the last good movie. You're right.
Yeah, see, so that's an underrated movie too, man. So
more or less.
Yeah, so that even that.
No, go ahead.
No, yeah, I'm saying even that, I think that Looper is underrated too. So, most of the things that we've named have been, ensemble cast, for Bruce Willis, but if a lot of them, but Looper is underrated. It's two people, I think that's it.
If you look at I'm drawing a blank right now. Pulp Fiction. If you look at Pulp Fiction, Four Rooms, Armageddon, those are all cast, like big cast. Everyone's got a moment. It's not. They made tons of money, except for Four Rooms, which is more indie.
Yeah. Right.
But those other movies made tons of money, but he was not
the total
guy,
focus.
but
The
he
total
was
focus
a key component to make those movies work.
Sure.
So that you got to give him credit where credit's due, because it's the kind of thing where, like, could you have someone else in that role? Sure, but would they have had those? Once again, I think that's in an industry full of big personalities. Bruce Willis is able to sort of pull off understated in a way that I feel a lot of people don't appreciate. He's real subtle, and those subtle movements gives him a sort of like calm coolness that a lot of cats don't have these days. And I think that's one of the things that makes me appreciate Bruce Willis a lot. Yeah, not politically, but as an actor.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm, Eric, I'm actually, piggybacking off you, like what you said, like when he does. Yeah, surprising. But no, but it's one of those, he's one of those actors that you can relate in his role. Like he's that everyday character, that everyday man, whatever, that you're like, oh, I would do that if I was in this situation. So that makes his characters in most of the movies relatable. And that's why, he, like you say, he's the common guy, whatever. Even that's what probably makes John McClane relatable. So
absolutely.
That's what John McClane, as a
Yeah.
action star is at the top. You know, yeah, he's the everyday guy. He wasn't the Schwarzenegger and Stallone of that time.
No, the other guys, like you say, the other guys, they were always larger than life.
Van Damme,
big
guys who could fight legitimately. Bruce Willis,
Chuck Norris, holy cow.
And that led to Keanu Reeves entering into those shoes because he was another guy who wasn't like that. He wasn't into the kung fu yet.
Right.
He was just a regular schmo, and then he started doing like Point Break and etc. So Speed.
And even the John Wicks of the world, the John Wicks, I think, came from different things.
He's John Wick now, but
yes,
if you remember Point Break, he surfing was the height of his physical skill set.
Right, exactly. He had the physical prowess. Like you see The Rock now. That's the comparison that Schwarzenegger was back then.
So is Keanu Reeves in the Hall of Fame? No.
Keanu Reeves is whatever Bruce Willis ends up. Keanu Reeves is great. I love him. But he's not Hall of Fame.
I mean,
he's not like.
I think there's a bigger argument.
That's an interesting argument.
Reeves than for Willis, because the iconic roles, the iconic movies, right? Compare those to, and I think I can make the argument that Reeves has more of an impact cinematically.
Point Break, Devil's Advocate, like all that.
Point Break's not. It's not iconic. Sorry, dude.
I
would say John Wick.
I think Keanu Reeves has had a better career role than Willis.
I think Keanu Reeves has had a more versatile catalog. Right. He's done more different types of movies.
But you got to look at the longevity, right? With the last 10, 15 years, Bruce Willis has been crap. Keanu Reeves has got a resurgence.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, so, I think that has to do a lot with just Keanu Reeves as a person. Like he's like Bruce Willis was you kind of always got the feeling from at least from me, like as well as he acted, he very much was like, I just want to do this, so I'm going to do this. And Keanu Reeves is, to me as a person, is more open to going like, well, what if I did that? Like he's open to take offers. Like he did the fucking Notebook or whatever that thing with Sandra Bullock where they were like time traveling love notes.
That's the Lake House.
In the mailbox.
That's the Lake House. That's
not
the Notebook.
No,
like
we got you.
Bruce Willis
with tainting the show with talks to the Notebook and the Lake House.
Yeah,
but look,
Bruce Willis would never do a movie like that. Keanu Reeves would, because he's like,
I think that's why just overall career. I think Keanu Reeves has had a better career.
He's open to more things.
He's got a much more. Yeah, exactly. Very.
He's always. He even does a video game. Keanu Reeves even does do a video
games. He'll do all that.
What is that? Funk, whatever, the steampunk, whatever thing.
No, I get you. But again, that's a different argument. Like I said, I do want to circle back to Nicolas at some point with Bruce Willis. I think we'll do that soon because that's an interesting conversation. Maybe throw all three and we'll do a three-way battle with Reeves, Nicolas Cage, and Bruce Willis.
Awesome. Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. You know what? We might let them marinate a little bit. Let the meat settle in.
Let's build some structure.
Maybe we'll do that one coming up soon. Maybe we'll get a four-person. I'm gonna get someone else involved now.
All right. Sounds
that's
exciting.
A worthy discussion.
Yeah, man,
that's very interesting. That's very interesting. So, but that being said, Bruce Willis, and we love you, man. Hope you feel better.
Well, he's not, but we wish you a less painless transition wherever
right,
you end up.
exactly. And there is some treatment I heard, so maybe who knows. But that being said, good career, not Hall of Fame, but very good career. Gave us some great shit, and you always John McClane. God damn it, I don't give a fuck. What
Absolutely,
said.
absolutely.
That movie's 30, 40 years old almost. We'll still be talking about that movie as one of the best of all time. So
yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker!
Yippee-ki-yay! On that note, we appreciate it, guys. We'll be doing this again soon. I think we're doing a 3-way battle. I'm really liking that idea a lot. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me, of course. Check out the watch list for
anytime,
Chewy Sunday.
Anytime.
Every Thursday, we have Eric, of course, Nurse Spinning, and George is here. Thanos Choice.
Yeah.
Maybe us. Who knows? They can talk to his consigliere and, kind of get
maybe I might expand a little bit.
We'll do a show, me and my consigliere. Yeah, I think that'd be a good show. And
there
that's coming soon, right? So that being said, everybody subscribe below. Comment, do we make the right choice? Which is your favorite Bruce Willis film? Die Hard notwithstanding. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.